Fionna Cake is so good, and we can learn a lot from it and apply it to our D&D games. Most notably, it has shown us how to create the perfect plot hook for a campaign. Let's start off with a quick... Fionna the human and Cake the cat start their story in a mundane world, not unlike our own. But something feels off for Fionna. She dreams of a magical world where she's a hero and Cake can talk and stretch. But for now, she's in an incredibly boring world and she feels empty. But no time to feel sad because Cake is freaking out and really getting to ice for whatever reason, eventually jumping into an ice cream cart that takes her to the land of Ooh. All of this weird stuff happened because Simon, who was once the Ice King, is trying to bring someone back with magic. But he fails and instead brings Cake and Fionna to his world. They eventually get into some hijinks and out of nowhere they are pulled into an extra-dimensional space by Prismo the Wishmaster, the being who oversees every reality. We find out that Prismo actually created Fionna and Cake, but Simon is responsible for bringing them here with his magic summoning. But Prismo wasn't really allowed to create Fionna and Cake, so he hid their universe in Simon's head. But because the Ice King went from magical to not magical, the magic from Fionna and Cake's world has been removed, and now they live in a mundane universe. And because Prismo broke the rules, this god auditor is trying to destroy Fionna, Cake, and their reality. Ugh, so many words. And that's where we're left at the end of episode 4. Now let's talk about Fionna and Cake's intro and... The plot hook in Fionna and Cake would be absolutely perfect for a D&D campaign. I'm a bit biased because I really like isekai and other real-world stuff in D&D, but I'm here to explain why exactly it is so good. First, I really like the tone that Fionna and Cake sets, one that is not often shown in D&D since it's about being a powerful hero in a fantastical world. But starting the players out weak and in a purposefully mundane world will make the switch to whatever fantasy world you include all the more rewarding. It also acts as an experienced reminder of what they are trying to get away from in the future. There's also an immediate hook that most players are going to grab at: fixing their non-magical world. This relies on roleplay and the DM successfully describing something being wrong with the world, but if done successfully, this is an excellent way to give the players an emotional reason to save the world. My favorite type of plot hook. If that first hook fails, there's a secondary one that pretty much all players, at least the ones who have some sense of preservation, will respond to. Them, their home, and their loved ones getting destroyed. It can be hard as DM to get players on board a lot of the time, but this is a really easy way to do this, by threatening their lives. Last but not least, the 4th episode of Fionna and Cake shows the importance of a PC that guides your players. I'm not saying you have to keep them around, or that they should determine what the players do for them, but if the players need help, especially since they are not native to this new world, having a PC guide them and answer any questions that they might have could be a serious help. Alright, now let's talk about... Let's discuss what your catalyst will be. What, who, how will your players be brought into this new world? For your campaign, first let's figure out what modality your players exist in. Are they fictional story come to life? Are they from a different dimension? Are they from a dream? Are they in a simulation? Maybe some combination of those things. In Fionna and Cake, they are from a different reality and were once a fictional story. Once you figure that out, next you need to determine how and why they are brought to this new place. In Fionna and Cake, Simon summoned them through some dark magical ritual because he wanted to see his partner again. The how can be through a magical ritual, some futuristic bit of technology, a cosmic correction in the universe, or some variation of those things. Why this occurs could be for any number of reasons, but I think the most interesting type of why was presented well in the show. Simon wants change. He's experiencing loss and wants to bring back someone that he loves. That is a very compelling and human reason for a campaign to start, especially if you make the villain your catalyst, giving your campaign extra depth. Either way, the why in this interdimensional campaign should be that someone wants a different life or is trying to change the world. Maybe they want someone back, or they want the world to go back to how it once was. Lots of options here. Once that's established, your first session can start off immediately in the fun world, perhaps mid-combat or in some other cool scenario, only to be revealed that this is just a collective dream between your players, ruined by an alarm just like in Fionna and Cake. This functions as a tease for what is to come, and it shows an even greater disparity with the mundane world that is to come. So they really want to escape it. Then you can switch to the mundane world. This place should be purposefully boring for the characters, not the players. You should make the environment eerie and uncomfortable, as if something is wrong. There should be hints at the world that is to come and how they are here. If they're in a simulation, have something in the environment glitch. If they're experiencing a dream, have them doze off for a moment and see the other world. Each player should get a unique scene where they experience some side effect of being here. Maybe they run into people who look familiar, but they can't place from where. Maybe something trickles in from the other world, perhaps people are forgetting basic facts about their lives. Once that is set up, the player should be sent to the new world where they finally receive an explicit explanation for what is happening and what their goal is. Do they simply want to return home, or maybe fix their home, or prevent themselves from being erased? All are viable options, but this is mostly dependent on your villain. The ending of the player's world could be a natural disaster that they are trying to prevent, but there should still be some sort of antagonist. Or if you want to be more efficient, the villain could accidentally be the catalyst for bringing the players to this new world. They should be against the players because their characters are an invasive species that need to be hunted and destroyed. And the players need to stop the end of their world while also, not being killed. That is the simple goal. Remember that it's totally fine to be derivative. Your players aren't going to mind or probably even notice. Whatever you add to the story and what your players add will make your world and story completely unique. If you don't have a DM and want to play through an Adventure Time inspired campaign, sign up for a free intro class with Dice Party. Thanks for watching, see you next time.